Hello.
Hi.
All right, let's go in. So this is typical. We're in a smaller classroom here. What happened is this guy freaked out because he wanted to take the sacrament, which is basically the Lord's Supper.
Water.
Yeah, he wanted water.
I want water.
So we do water instead of wine. It's a lot cheaper, but he was trying to take the water out of a little cup, and he was screaming because he got impatient. So we go into these little rooms here to kind of cool the kids down. Yeah, these little classrooms. So we just look for one when no one else is in them, a vacant one, and let the kids get their little jollies out.
Yep.
As you can see, they have plenty of jollies. All right, you guys, another Sunday, and we came to one of these little side rooms because the kids are getting unruly.
Yeah.
And that's just how we do it. We made it through how many minutes of sacrament? Like
40.
40 minutes? That's pretty good. As you can see, it's necessary. Thanks, Connor. I can do without the dance. All right. When we go second hour, is your aide here? Is Ian's
No,
aide?
I have to sit with him and teach him in my lessons.
Okay. Well, it should get interesting. Ian usually has an aide to help him out, which is nice. Whoa, hey, guys, break it up, break it up. I'll get you a chair, don't worry. So yeah, we'll just wait here till second and third hour. So basically Sunday school 1 and Sunday school 2. And yeah, we'll just wait here until then. Okay, so some parents have mixed feelings about this, but having an iPad on hand can be really helpful.
No, I have to go to class first, okay?
At least to keep them quiet, and then you can just turn down the volume. There, turn that
Let's
down.
go to class first and be good, okay, guys?
So then they can just play, reverently and quietly.
I ate a cracker.
Having toys, having snacks. We got some crackers there.
Crackers. I brought water bottle.
Yeah, just have some stuff on hand. Sometimes little storybooks are good.
Yeah, quiet books.
Yep.
Lose interest.
Obviously headphones. We have them in the car right now
Yeah.
because they haven't been having a whole lot of sensory issues lately. They just get a little restless. There's another autistic boy sitting next to us. He had his headphones, but he wasn't wearing them either because it's been kind of quiet today.
Poor kiddos.
But we always run to the car and get the headphones if they need them. Alistair usually needs them in nursery because the other kids get really loud and feed off each other, and they all just start screaming and crying. And we sit near the exits a lot in the back. I think find that helpful, right? Yeah, so we can just get out of Dodge if we need to.
Exactly. We usually trade off, but we're trying to go to sacrament together more often.
Yeah, we have to trade off. That's just how it is sometimes.
Just trying to set a good example for
Yeah.
them.
So one of the reasons we don't record in sacrament meeting is it's kind of disrespectful to others who are trying to worship and, keep things quiet. I don't think they want us running around with a camera in there. That's obviously against church policy to go around filming sacred events. And yeah, we just want to be respectful. That's just why we come in here too, to keep things quiet for other people so they can worship with a little bit of quiet.
Well, earlier, Alistair was screaming because he loved the sound of his voice echoing in the foyer. So I
Yeah.
had to take him out and let him play in the water fountain
Yeah.
for a while.
And all kids are going to make noise, and every family deals with this to some extent, taking their kids out if they're crying or being irreverent. But yeah, obviously we have some additional things to worry about. And yeah, and it's important too to bring kids to church. A lot of people say they feel judged and things like that. First of all, the Savior healed kids just like this, who had ailments and problems and mental handicaps, things like that. Just read the New Testament, it's in there. Read the Book of Mormon, it's in there, if you're Mormon. Also, we find that we have a really good congregation. They're not the type of people who give us dirty looks and judge us and things like that. They're actually really helpful, and they look for ways to help us. They ask us, if we could bring in a blanket to put over Alistair's head if he gets, overstimulated, to put on his headphones. They just ask any way they can help. And like I said, his aide is really nice when she's here. And
It's summer, so
Yeah.
she's usually, off and on gone.
yeah, and we have good Christians here. They really care about us, and yeah, we haven't had any problems that I can think of. Have you had any dirty looks in church? Maybe a long time ago when people didn't understand what was going on.
There have been a few people who just didn't understand, or were frustrated.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a problem. It was just they're frustrated, which is understandable.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think as more people become aware, and like I said, there's another family here who has autism. I think maybe 2 families. And so,
They look new.
yeah, more people are becoming aware of what's going on and are more understanding and aren't like the internet trolls who are like, autism is fake. It's part of the autism syndicate conspiracy. That's my favorite one.
Alistair, what are you doing?
So yeah, and a lot of churches have daycare. You know, I'm speaking to a broader audience, not just those who are Latter-day Saints, but a lot of churches do have daycare, which is nice because they can take their kids there, and some of them have services specifically for special needs children.
Ooh. You gonna play?
You know, having 3 hours of church is obviously difficult. A lot of people don't understand that, but we believe it's a very little to give back to the Lord for all the freedoms He gives us. And yeah, I think we've made it twice through an entire sacrament meeting.
More often than that.
No, I mean for all kids, all the kids.
Oh, with Alistair?
Yeah, because we
so?
trade off, like you said.
Yeah, and when Alistair was younger, I mean, it was kind of a given, but I'd have to take him out and nurse him or something. But since he's become a toddler, it's been a lot harder.
Yeah. So yeah, Brittany will go to sacrament. I'll watch the kids in the hall. I'll go to sacrament. She'll watch the kids in the hall.
Or stay at home until second and third hour.
Yeah, sometimes we just stay at home. Sometimes we just don't make it. That's just the reality of it. They're just too crazy or wired up to bring. Like all 3 kids are crying, and we're like, you know what, just isn't going to work.
No.
And there's no shame in that. You know.
Sorry, I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just trying
No,
to
you're
do my
fine.
lesson before
You're fine, sweetie.
third hour.
Now, some of you might be wondering why have kids in worship services in sacrament. Like, isn't that kind of distracting? And you know, I wondered about that too, because when I went on a mission, you know, one of the missionaries with the little name tags, quiet guys, we brought someone who was looking into the church, into our congregation, and it was really noisy. There's a lot of kids bouncing around, and I'm like, I don't know if she's going to get anything out of this. But we asked her about it later, and she said something really interesting. She said, I love how your church places emphasis on families and keeping families together. So if that means that it's a little bit noisier, if that means it's a little bit noisier in worship services, that's one of the things that takes place. But we believe in eternal families and keeping them together, so that's one of the reasons why we bring them in there. Now, obviously, that's a catch-22 because that means trying to keep kids quiet in church or reverent in church. That can be very difficult, and we end up with scenarios like this. So the last thing I want to talk about is, do we get anything out of church? And the answer is yes. It's just in smaller patches.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So if you're going to liken it to charging a cell phone, our cell phone batteries, our spiritual cell phone batteries, are usually at around 20 or 25% throughout the week. But at least we try to keep them charged.
Well, we go to the temple too.
Yeah,
temples.
that's another important thing too. We have the temple at our disposal, which is nice because we go there without the kids. We'll find a babysitter and we'll go worship in the temple. And if you guys want to know more about the temple or anything like that, we'll post some links. There's some pictures on screen. And you can follow those links, learn a little bit more about it. They do have temple open houses. Excuse me, they have temple open houses where you can go and go inside and see a temple for yourself. Also, this isn't really the video to talk about our beliefs. I'll post up the articles of faith, which basically cover our beliefs in a summary form. And also you can look at one of the links below to follow to the church website. Connor. Okay, we just got back from church. All right, so tell me, was it worth it?
Yes. Really good lesson that I taught for young women. So we had one young woman. and you know, the 3 presidency. But no, it was great. We had a really good chance to share personal experiences and anecdotes and you know, watch a video by the church leaders and have a really good talk. We definitely felt the spirit. It was nice. And the boys were really good today too. Once we got over the hurdle of sacrament, they calmed down and they joined in. Like Connor's putting his picture on the fridge right now. And,
that seems to be the main hurdle, is just getting past sacrament or communion or Lord's Supper, if you're a member of another religion.
Yeah, just kind of getting them settled into a routine. That's why we try to take them as much as possible to get them used to the idea. And so when they're older, it'll be just a habit. They'll just go, you know. And
or
not.
Or
not. They can choose for themselves. But we're the parents.
I know someone's going to say in the comments section, don't brainwash your kids.
You know what? We're the parents. It's our responsibility, our duty to teach them. And right now, we believe that bringing them up in the church is good teaching.
Yeah, and they still have a choice later in life.
Still have a choice.
There are people who leave the church. They can make up their own minds.
Yeah,
We're not drones. So anyway, eventually it is worth it going to church.
Okay.
Things do even out. Let's see this picture, Connor. Connor, can you get off your video game, please, and show me your picture?
Please don't look at the dirty laundry.
Sorry, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Look.
It's just, we're keeping it real. Remember, we said we'd
Pushing
keep
laundry through constantly here.
we said we would keep our videos real.
Yeah. Just don't look at the laundry,
I know.
okay?
It's a shame. We
It's
got
horrible.
thousands
Oh, yeah.
of people looking at our messy
Oh, yeah.
house. Not like other people don't have messy houses. All right. So what'd you draw here, Connor? Show me.
Blue, brown, a little screen, soccer.
Who is that?
That's me.
That's you? What are you, a missionary? You got one of the name tags? Is that what that is? Wow. You look a little dejected there, buddy. Is it because you have to walk around in 105-degree weather with 85% humidity in Oklahoma? Sorry, this isn't your story anymore. It's mine.
No, it's not.
Like a surfer
I'm just joking.
Like a surfer dude, he also drew.
Surfer dude.
Surfer dude.
That's
Like he looks a
awesome.
sad face.
Who's that
the
on your
sad face on your
surfboard?
shirt and your surfboard? Who's that, Connor?
That's him. That's buddy.
Your buddy?
No, this is
don't
a
know who
buddy.
that is.
Oh, okay.
I'll help you out in a little bit, Ian, okay?
I'm gonna make lunch.
So anyway, long story short, church is eventually worth it if we kind of soldier through and,
Just keep taking them. Keep taking them to church. They'll thank you for it later. I know I did.
Yeah, and in no way are we judging people who don't take their kids to church.
I'm so judging you.
Well, Brittany's judging you. I'm not. I mean, I get it. Especially those with like really severe autism. Oh, that's one thing that we failed to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I should turn this around. Let me get some decent lighting here so I'm not backlit. Sorry, I got to shoot this on my phone. It was kind of ad hoc today. Okay, so one of the things I forgot to mention is we talk about bringing our kids to church. Our kids are higher functioning, so in a lot of ways it's maybe a little easier for them to fit into classrooms and things like that. A lot of you who have kids with severe autism, look, again, we're not judging you if you don't take your kids to church or don't go. I understand every situation's different. We just pray for you that you can, get your kids to church or go to church or find some other means. Sometimes people will come from our church and visit other people and bring them sacrament, the Lord's Supper. And that's always a nice thing too for people who can't go to church. So that's one of the nice things about being LDS is people will bring you the sacrament. Some of the elders will. Another thing too is we have a special needs church in where we live here in Utah County, and they cater more to extreme autism, severe autism, people.
The developmental center.
Yeah, the developmental
It's a
center,
mental
people with
health
a lot of Downs, people who have been in accidents, things like that. Just the whole array of people who have disabilities. It's a really loud congregation because a lot of the people there are making tics, they're making noises, they're stimming. So that was my first impression when I went there. I was like, man, this is really loud, but good in a way for autistic kids because they can be themselves. Bad because it's really noisy, and obviously that means they feed off each other. They're gonna get overstimulated. But that is an option too. So if you're a member of another church, just look for other churches that have that cater to special needs is what I'm trying to say. There are churches out there that cater to special needs. I've been to a lot of different churches: Seventh-day Adventist, Catholic, Evangelical, Baptist, Jehovah's Witness. I think I've been to just about every Christian denomination there is. I've been to a lot of different churches, and I've noticed most churches have kind of like a special needs or kids area or some way to help, unless they're really small churches out in the backwoods communities. There's generally a lot of churches that do cater to special needs children. I encourage you to look that up. I think it's great, no matter what faith you are, as long as it practices good morals and good teachings, that you get out there and help your kids. Because I think it's better at the end of the day than not to. That's just my opinion. But anyway, we hope this video helped, and we know it was really hectic and very noisy, but that's exactly what it's like. So there you have it. And if I've left anything out, hopefully I'll get it in the comment section. And you guys feel free to comment in the section too, what things work for you, what things don't work for you. And we'd love to hear about it. And thanks for watching.
Yeah.